shining through the African continent. AAU, voice of higher education, revitalizing higher education in Africa. Human resources are greatest assets, transforming Africa's education. We espouse and virtues and scholarship. We research and joy, unity and truth. We facilitate teaching and learning in all disciplines and cultures, transforming Africa's education. AAU, the hub of excellence, shaping Africa's educational thoughts. AAU, swing of talents, verb of caution, and blessing, basic unity, innovation, upholding community, equity, and standards, transforming Africa's education. We espouse virtues and scholarship. We research and joy, unity and truth. We facilitate teaching and learning in all disciplines and cultures, transforming Africa's education. AAU, the pillar of higher learning, spearheading Africa's development. AAU, born of friendship, no fellow, stream of nation, for higher education. Africa's intellectual advancement and progress to achieve African goals. We espouse virtues and scholarship. We research and joy, unity and truth. We facilitate teaching and learning in all disciplines and cultures, transforming Africa's education.
The President of the AAU, Professor Bakri Said Osman, Secretary General of AAU, Professor Olusoya Bandele Oyewole, and all AAU governing board members, past and present, government representatives from various countries, members of the diplomatic corps, vice chancellors, presidents, rectors, pro-vice chancellors, and other institutional heads gathered here. Our keynote speaker, Professor Karen Ferreira-Myers, and our panelists and our moderator for today's high-level panel discussion, colleagues from various African higher education institutions, senior executives and representatives from development partners organizations, captains of industry, international higher education experts and consultants, invited guests, distinguished participants, friends from the media, staff of the Association of African Universities, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, I welcome you to the final and main event of the African Universities Day Celebrations 2021. On this same day, many years ago, the AAU was founded, and our mission and vision still remain solid. Thank you all for making time to join in the session today. I'll quickly take you through our program lineup for today. So we'll have the AAU Secretary General giving a welcome address in the person of Professor Olusoya Bandele Oyewole, and we'll also take an address from the AAU President, Professor Said Bakri Osman. We'll also have the keynote address on the theme, Building Technology-Based Resilient Universities Now, by Professor Karen Ferreira-Myers from the University of Eswatini. And we'll have a high-level panel discussion with the moderator in the person of Professor Goski Alabi. She'll be introduced properly before the session. And we'll take our closing, official closing remarks from the AAU Secretary General. I would quickly hand over to Madam Nodmo, the Director of ICT Communications and Knowledge Management here at the AAU. My name is Naomi Dako, and I am your MC for today. Madam Nodumo, you can take over.
Thank you very much, Naomi. It's a celebration of the Africa Universities Day, a day that we celebrate annually. And because of the times that we are living in, we have learned how to do this event virtually. And I believe that we have become more effective in terms of hosting this event and ensuring more people participate in it. It is my pleasure right now to introduce my boss so that he can make his speech. I'm pleased to introduce to you Professor Olushola Bandele Oyewole. He is the Secretary General of the Association of African Universities. He is also a former staff member of the Association of African Universities. He is a former staff member of the African Union Commission. He's the former president of the Association of African Universities. He's the former vice chancellor of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta in Nigeria. He's a professor, full professor of food science and technology. Professor Olushola Bandele Oyewole has published several scholarly and peer-reviewed journal articles, book chapters, books, conference, and technical papers. Professor Olushola Oyewole holds a Bachelor of Science degree from Obafemi Awolowo University in Nigeria, a Master of Science degree from the University of Ibadan, and a doctorate degree in food science and technology, also from the University of Ibadan in Nigeria. Professor Oyewole, you are most welcome to give your welcome remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Nodumo. The president of AAU, Professor Bakri Said Osman, and all the AAU governing board members, past and present, and I can see our Vice President, Professor Lilian Salami of the University of Benin, government representatives from various countries, members of the diplomatic corps, vice chancellors, presidents, rectors, pro-chancellors, and other institutional heads gathered here today. Our keynote speaker, Professor Karim Ferreira Meyes, and our panelists and moderator for today's high-level panel discussion, colleagues from various African higher education institutions, senior executives and representatives from development partner organizations, captains of industry, international higher education experts and consultants, invited guests, distinguished participants, friends from the media, and I'm going to include students of various institutions, higher education institutions in Africa, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols duly observed. On behalf of my colleagues at the Association of African Universities Secretariat and the regional offices, I take this opportunity to welcome you all from across the length and breadth of the African continent and beyond to this very important event on the calendar of the African Higher Education, the celebration of the 2021 Africa's Universities Day. You will know that this will be my first African University Day a week as the Secretary General of AAU. The theme for this year's celebration is Building Technology-Based Resilient Universities Now. It was aptly chosen to help us reflect on the effects of health-related pandemics on African higher education delivery and what we can do to overcome the challenges of this time. In line with this year's celebration, the AAU had lined up a rich program banquet, which commenced on Monday, 8th November, with a special members-only event. During the Monday's event, we successfully introduced 54 new AAU members that were admitted between 2020 and 2021. We also used the opportunity to discuss the benefits that AAU members gained from joining the AAU. Indeed, we've been communicating this to all our members for so many weeks now. Another feature of the Monday's event was a discussion on how collaboration could be improved among AAU members so that the association lives up to our promise of being a vibrant platform of learning for the benefit of our members. We really received very useful feedbacks. For example, we were told that we need to carry out a need assessment. So as a starting point for determining the area of collaboration, I would like to appreciate all the participants for being very active and engaging in all our various discussions. On Tuesday, we had a successful session where we received testimonies from several faculty members that have begun to upload some of their courses onto the virtual AU e-learning Africa learning management system. This is an excellent system that all universities in Africa need to subscribe to. Ladies and gentlemen, the AU e-learning LMS provides a free platform to be used by African faculty members to upload their digital courses quickly and easily. It is a response to the identified needs for an effective and easy to use learning management system where faculty members could easily upload their teaching contents. The advantage of the AU e-learning Africa LMS platform is that universities do not need to worry about the technical maintenance of the platform. AU will take care of that for you. On Wednesday, we had another successful day where we featured the celebration by the North African Regional Office of AU from Cairo in Egypt. Our Naro office is hosted by Al-Azhar University in Cairo, Egypt, one of the oldest universities in the world. During the Wednesday event, Naro featured high-level discussion on the theme of building technology-based and resilient African universities using the North African experiences and perspectives. In addition, on Wednesday's afternoon, Nezos International University, the AAU, and the e-learning Africa also hosted a session on how digital and online environments will exponentially grow educational access in Africa and support sustainable growth. Yesterday,
recording stopped.
We hosted two parallel sessions. The first parallel session was
Recording
hosted by
in
our
progress.
East African Regional Office, ERO, which also featured high-level discussion from the East African perspectives on building resilient African universities. ERO is hosted by the University of Khartoum in Sudan. Let me at this particular time appreciate our regional offices. They are doing a fantastic job. We are proud of you all. The second parallel session on Thursday was jointly hosted by the AU and the East and the African Network Information Center, AFRINIC. The session featured on National Research and Education Network, INRENS. We appeal that African governments support the development of INRENS because they are important for providing quality internet services for educational and research institutions. In fact, the time we are in now is a time in which we need them more than ever before. The AAU AFRINIC session also covered how African universities could manage their public IP addresses to build scalable campus networks. The AAU and the AFRINIC signed an agreement several years ago, and based on this agreement, AFRINIC has agreed to give a 50% discount on all fees concerning acquisition of IP addresses, provided that the resources are used exclusively for not-for-profit academic or research activities. AAU member universities and national research and educational networks can become Afrinic members and get their own IP resources for a minimum of $100 annual membership fee. I call on all our members to take advantage of the numerous membership benefits that you are entitled to by virtue of your association with AU. As I used to say, if you are not a member of AU today, you are losing it for Africa, CESA, and the Agenda 2063, as we aim to build technologically based resilient higher education institutions. I will encourage you all of you to actively participate in today's session. And I thank you once again for joining us throughout this week and for celebrating this year's Africa University Day with us. Before I conclude, let me appreciate all the board members of AU. You are fantastic, my president. I appreciate you, and I thank you for all your commitments to AU. With you, we shall